Hey, what's up, everybody? Super quick one today. I got my 40 out of 40 on Sunday, and I just wanted to share with you guys how I did that, and maybe some of the tips in here can help you guys get that as well. 40 out of 40 challenges. This league was not that hard. There were a couple that were a little grindy, but really, especially compared to Sentinel last league with all of those altars, and then especially compared to Scourge, which just had that ridiculous grind for leveling up your blood cauldron or whatever it was called. This is probably the easiest 40 out of 40 that we've had in a while. I'm someone who kind of goes for 40 out of 40s. So yeah, let's just get right into it, and I'll talk about each kind of challenge. This won't be like a super hardcore in-depth challenge guide. Like if you don't know how to find vendor recipes or anything like that, you know, maybe I'll direct you to the wiki. But I'm just going to go over this really quickly, and we'll get some tips in there for you that might be able to help you guys out. So let's get right into it. You know, as always with the challenges, there's a bunch of freebies. You'll get like 10 to 15 with just playing the game. So allocate a passive mastery, equip a magic utility flask, identify a rare item, enter the lake, actually go into the lake, open a chest, go into a lake that has at least 6 tiles on it, the reflections. Complete vendor recipes, life or mana flask, sell 3 flasks to get an upgrade. Defeat the act bosses, yep, fine. Exiles against the world, kill a possessed monster, open strongbox, kill rogue exile, activate Netgoing Shrine, that will just happen playing the game. Shape the lake, open 10 lakes, move 10 blockages, move 5 entrances, swap 5 reflections, and change 5 water tiles into empty tiles. That will just happen by building lakes. Get to maps, easy enough. Defeat all the map bosses. Equip a unique of each one of these, easy peasy. Complete essence encounters, these are really easy. However, if you want to defeat 2 essence monsters with at least 6 within 5 seconds of each other, the big way to do that is combine Crystal Lattice here, so you get +3 essences on your essences, and then you will be duplicated if there is at least a shrieking, so you can just kill those 2 really easily, and you'll basically get that for free. Complete abyss encounters, 75 abysses and maps, that will just happen. 10 abyssal depths, as you're doing a lot of abysses, that will just happen. Complete 5 abysses in a single map, which is tier 14 or higher. The key here is you want to use scarabs. So you'll want to use a winged abyss scarab right here, gives you 3 additional abysses. And then if you go to your map device here, we also get 2 right there. So that's a guaranteed 5 abysses, just like that, easy peasy. And then defeat one of the bosses in an eye level 83 or higher. This is really easy. And since the abyssal depths are +1 eye level, you just have to be in at least a T15 plus map. So yeah, that'll just happen as you're doing your abysses. Complete ambushes, open rare or corrupted strongboxes. Very similarly, you'll want to use your passive points here. You can just use tamper-proof, so all of your strongboxes are already corrupted and rare, so everything that you see will have that. For Vol Vessel, you need to do the Vol Temple, which is the corrupted T16 map that you get by corrupting maps. That's where the Vol Vessels come from. And then the rarest one will be the Cartographer Strongbox. You can either see these more often if you're just in white maps. They get very rare when you get to red maps. Or if you use the ambush tiles in the Lake of Calandra, that's where I found my Cartographers, and I've seen a few there. So that's where I would recommend finding that. So when you're doing the Lake of Calandra, you'll have those 3 buttons. Here, let me just go in. So you see these, let's put myself over here. So these 3 buttons right here, you won't see it until you have them exhausted, so you definitely want to use these. But once they're used up and you mouse over it, it will tell you how you unlock these things. All the way, you will get up to 3 uses for each one once you've unlocked them. And that is doing things like running a lake that has like a tier 10 Legion. You know, the difficulty is when you mouse over these, the further away it is from the entrance. So you can see 1, 2, 3 difficulty. So it'll be like, put a Legion tile in difficulty 10. And then you have to run that lake. That will then unlock the ability for you to get an additional reroll, stuff like that. So you just mouse over these, do those things, and easy peasy. You can also just search for lakes on the trade website and find the ones that have those things already taken care of, run those lakes, and those will become unlocked for you. Heist is heist. Honestly, this one doesn't take very long, but you know, if you're not in the mood for heisting, it can be very painful. I'm a heist enjoyer, but I do find heist, you know, pretty painful when I'm not in the right mood. So level someone up to level 5, open reward chests in contracts, eye level 81 or higher, 30 times, complete 50 contracts. Doesn't take that long if you just have a very fast character, you know, like a Toxic Rain Raider or anything. You could do that really quickly. Do 1 blueprint of each type, and that's it. So it's not that bad. You can do this whole thing in like 2 to 3 hours, absolute max. You just gotta sit down and do it. There's no shortcuts on this one. Complete Legion counters, do 30 Legions, open 40 Warhordes. The thing I'll say about Warhordes here is you grab War Supplies right here. This will give you more Warhordes, and then as always, Scarabs are your best friend here. You want to go up to at least a Polished Legion Scarab. This will give you an additional Warhorde on both sides. so you can get 2 per legion. And then if you're really pumping your legions up and you want to go really quickly, you can add an additional one on the map device right here for 2 legions per map, and it'll go really, really quickly. Unlock the 5-slot map device. You just have to do at least a 4-way legion counter by putting the 4 emblems in your map, and then you'll get the 5-way map device right there. Receive at least 25 rewards from a single domain of timeless conflict encounter. This isn't that bad for just a regular, like, solid build. 25 rewards isn't a ton. Or you just, buy a 5-way carry if you're in softcore trade. Blight encounters, do 30 blights and maps, kill 40 blight bosses in the area. As always, scarabs are super helpful here. Guaranteed blight encounter and an additional blight boss right here. And then most of the blighted nodes on the tree don't really do much for you, but immune response right here just makes it faster. And especially if you have Explodey, 50% more monsters actually helps you clear a lot faster too. So immune response can be nice. There isn't that much there for doing the blighted challenges. And then complete a rare and corrupted, at least tier 14 blighted map, and then do a blight ravaged map as well with at least 5 mods. 8 mods on the tier 14 regular blighted map, so you do have to corrupt a bunch. Recommendation there is, just go to the trade website, blighted map, yes. And then you can say number of prefix modifiers. If this is 4, that guarantees 4 prefixes and 4 suffixes. So you just say 4 prefix modifiers right here, click a search, and then this way you will find already corrupted blighted maps that have at least 8 mobs. But also remember, the map tier has to be at least 14. And this way you will find the blighted maps that can work. As you can see, the price is about 50 chaos. But this is a really easy way to guarantee getting those maps that already works for the challenge. And then you can do similar with blight ravage maps, just say 5 mods total, and you can find the ones that you want there, or just cut them yourself. All right, Expedition stuff. Expedition was really, really easy. Use 5 vendor refresh currencies. You can even just spam, scrap metal on ROG if you want to do that really cheesy. Complete Expedition counters at tier 14 or higher with 5 or more remnants. Remember, those remnants are the thing that, has the downsides on it with the additional rewards. That's just, 30 Expedition encounters. Hitting 5 remnants is really, really easy. And you can get additional remnants by taking the Expedition nodes on the Atlas tree. There's going to be a lot of recommending just using those Atlas tree nodes for juicing these encounters, making that a lot easier. Do an Expedition logbook with 81 or higher, but, picking at least 15 remnants. And then defeat an Expedition boss. Expedition boss, I believe, has like a 20-25% chance of spawning on any logbook. You can look for the logbooks that already say occupied by Verana or Olroth or any of those guys. But if you just do Expedition for a while and run your logbooks, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 times, you're going to see a boss anyway. As long as you like doing the Expedition, I don't think it's actually worth paying for the boss just to do the challenge. You'll find them naturally. Discover the lake, complete 14 of the following types of reflections. If you're doing lakes, this will just happen. You don't really have to worry about this. And you only have to do 14 of the 19 types. Do your labs for your character, easy peasy. Have a socketed gem reach at least level 26. This can be a little bit annoying if you don't have plus gem levels, but if you do have plus gem levels, most builds these days push their gem levels, so it's not a big deal. Take any level 21 gem here. I have level 21 Phantasmal Lightning Tendrils right here. I have +2 on my amulet. You can buy a +2 amulet really, really cheaply right now. They're pretty common with the mirrored Kalandra jewelry. You can just equip it, right? You can just buy a really cheap one that has like bad stats on it. Toss in a Skin of the Lords that has +2 of socketed gems. That's really easy. And that alone will already get you to level 25. And then you can just get a level 3 in power, and that'll get you above 26, and then you're good to go. Not very expensive at all if you're in softcore trade. Conversely, you can do something like the Glove Veiled Prefix that has +2 level of socketed AoE gems, stuff like that, if you don't even want to go for a Skin of the Lords. So there's a lot of options in the game right now. For doing that, this should be just basically a gimme for most people. Harvest Life Force, do 100 harvests. Just do your harvests. They'll show up naturally. Use 7,500 Life Force. That will just happen eventually. Defeat a harvest boss. Recommendation here, this is going to actually go in with one of the other challenges. As you're playing, you'll eventually find this, but there's a Curex memory that has harvest that has a very, very high chance of finding a harvest boss on it. Of those memories that I ran, it gives you basically like a juiced harvest, like a guarantee for like super juice harvest. And on average, I found at least 1 boss per memory. Each memory is a guaranteed harvest, and you get 4 maps per memory. It is kind of expensive, but I have had like 5 or 6 of them drop for myself personally, or conversely, you can just buy one. And as always, with almost all of these challenges, you can probably just buy it off of TFT. I'm not going to be going into buying things off TFT here. That's just, that's always an option if you're in softcore trade. And then also harvest the Heart of the Grove. Sacred Blossom is currently 1.7 divines. I purchased mine for I think like 70 or 80 chaos a couple weeks ago. As always, if you really care about doing those challenges, do them ASAP. the price of these things will just go up, the supply will go down, and the demand will go up based on the people that are still in the league, right? You know, the people that are playing on week 9, week 10, they are trying to get their challenges over with. They're willing to spend anything that it takes to get there. So this price could very easily go up to like 3, 4, 5 divines as fewer people are also playing. So the supply goes down since people are just not logged in. Recommendation, as always, is just like buy them right away. Tainted crafting, just roll beyond on your maps. These things will just drop. I had to buy one of these. I got 6 out of 7 by just natural drops. I did end up buying a Tainted Chaos Orb just to finish it off. Form the Lake. This one is kind of annoying. You're going to be doing a lot of lakes for the 40 out of 40 anyway. So, you know, when you find those reflections from Kalandra, where you can pull those rings, you'll eventually find a lot of these rings. The Ethereal Reflecting Mist, that's like the rare reflection of Kalandra. That's just a guaranteed way that you can put your own ring or amulet in and mirror it, and then this way you can get that challenge done right there as well. As you can see, I have 40 out of 40. I've played this game a lot, and I still haven't found one of these. It's going to be 1 to 2 divines, but it's worth just buying one and guaranteeing this one, I think. Unique Realms do all of the unique maps. Some of them are annoyingly expensive. Recommendation here, as always, is Kirak maps, especially if you use singular scouting reports. You just go to Kirak. It guarantees gives you a unique map, and you can just kind of... well, we don't want hologram masters. You can just spam this, and there's a pretty good chance that you'll come across one of the rarer ones and just kind of knock those out. So that's my recommendation there, and these things are always like super, super dirt cheap, 1 chaos per. So yeah, buy a ton of them, spam your Kirak maps, and a lot cheaper than spending God knows how much as a Doriani's right now. Let's see. God damn. Yeah, 3 divines for that? F that. Just spam Kirak. Like, this is so insane. And yeah, there's a pretty good chance that you'll find it. Next up, Crafting Perfection. Use each one of the currencies in the crafting bench. You're going to have to spend a divine. You're going to have to spend an exalt. That's just what you got to do. Put an item in, do the craft, get that over with. Upgrade any 2 major or minor Pantheon powers. This is annoying because I usually don't care about that many. But yeah, use your divine vessels, upgrade them, you know, whatever. Perfect Ascension. This, you do have to do each one of the special labs right here. Tribute to the Goddess is currently 20 chaos, and Dedication is currently 40. And Gift to the Goddess is currently 1 full divine right now. If you didn't see my video on doing lab trials and having guaranteed good, easy money, check out my video from just a couple weeks ago, Trial of Glory right here. This will average, especially with the price going up, this averages out to be so much money per point on your Atlas. This is one of the most guaranteed easy profits for the investment in the entire game right now. If you just care about really nice baseline currency, guaranteed you can see before you go into the trial. You just want free money. This is like, it's like stupid not to take it. Anyway, and if you say I'm wrong, you are bad at math. Sorry, that really triggered me when people try to call me out on that. To continue, defeat map bosses in at least tier 14 or higher Lake of Kalandra. That will just happen as you're running your lakes. Chip down memory lane. Complete 4 of the following Atlas memories where they have started on a tier 14 or higher map. Atlas memories are completed when the boss of the final map has been defeated. So yeah, as I said before, there are the Atlas memories right here. You're going to just have to do at least 4 of these of each type. As you're playing the game, you'll find these. I find them about as rare as Exalts or Divines, so you'll see a couple here and there. You might be unlucky and you get all the same type. Almost all of these are like 5 to 10 chaos. Only a couple of them are more expensive. I do strongly recommend doing the Essence one for a lot of fun. If you like a challenge, I actually love the Essence one. Harvest one is incredibly good profit. Even if you're buying them, it's really, really good profit if you juice those maps. And I know a lot of people are doing that right now. The rest of these I kind of skip. I think they're a really cool thing to the game, and I hope they work on them a little bit more. Trial of Chaos, defeat the Trial Master. So the ultimatum aspects are these pieces that come from the different Vol bosses, the Vol Architect, the Omnitect, Edziri, stuff like that. And then you want to get one of each piece. Some of them are more expensive than others. And if we take a look, the combined version is called the Tower of Ordeals. As you can see, it's about 7 divines right now. It is not particularly cheap. You can go for this and farm this yourself a little bit. I think one of the more expensive ones is the Delve one. So if you do some delving, go for that guy and the Vol Omnitect. You can cut some of that price out and buy the other pieces yourself. Modified Atlas Grind. This one is very, very easily the grindiest and hardest challenge in the entire thing. Even considering endgame grinds, strongly recommend doing something like running Mesa or Strand or any really, really fast map. You know, Mesa is easily the best. You can do things like Canyon, Dunes, whatever, where you can just run straight to the boss. You just want to like roll up all your maps, vol all of them for a chance to hit, 8 mods and run them really, really quickly. 6,000 divided by 8, even if you have perfect 8 mod maps, that is 750 maps. And then if you're doing, just regular 4 mod maps, that is 1,500 maps. Whoever picked this number, please GGG, come on, man. Come on. This was my last challenge that I did. Endgame grinds was significantly easier. There's no shortcuts here. It takes hours and hours of grinding. This one sucks. You know, I don't blame anyone for skipping, you know, going for 39 or 40 out of 40, because this one is an intense time investment no matter how you cut it. Yeah, no shortcuts there. That one just sucks. Defeat any 2 of the unique Beyond bosses. These guys just show up in your maps anyway when you roll Beyond on them. These ones, you'll just find them eventually. I think I had this done on like day 5 of the league. Run 77 reflections while they're at least difficulty 7. Someone has fun talking about 70, 77, 77. Defeat 10 rare monsters with these Arch Nemesis modifiers. These will just show up, especially if you're doing Essence. You'll see a lot of additional Arch Nemesis modifiers, so these will just happen. Defeat 50 Elder, Shaper, or Conquerors. This will just happen if you do those maps. You may have to buy them if you really want to rush it. But yeah, no real shortcuts here. You just have to run those types of maps. Divine Revenge, defeat 6 rare monsters with any of the following Pantheon modifiers. These will just show up when they show up. You'll just get these eventually by playing a lot. Defeat 30 tier 16 rare mobs while they have 8 mods. As I said earlier, search for tier 16 maps that have at least 4 prefix, and then that will guarantee that they have 8 mods. You can just buy a bunch of them and run those maps really quickly, especially if you search for Mesa, right? You can get this done in just a few minutes. Defeat 8 of the following types of lake while they are at least difficulty 10, tier 3. So the way that you know it's tier 3 is you see the tiles and there's these little pips that go around the edge. Those are the different tiers. And so you want the multiple pips around the edge to make it tier 3. And then at least difficulty 10 and an area 83. As you can see, I've only done 8 of these total and I've run a ton of lakes. So you do have to kind of focus on doing this. As always, you can go to the trade website, buy lakes that already have this as well. You do have to go to the wiki to look up the names for the higher tiers. They do have different names. All that information there is there if you want to. Defeat deadly encounters in style. I always really like these types of challenges. They're really unique and like actually feel like a challenge instead of a grind. Uber at Ziri without being hit by Flame Blast. If you really want to, you can just hit a log out macro and just keep going in whenever she Flame Blasts, or just Flame Dash away. All the Crystal King without being hit by Crystalline Fissures. This one's not that bad either. If you know how the all fight works, you know, just don't be hit by the lines being shot out. The problem is he is a little bit on the rarer side. So, you know, you could buy it on TFT as always, but if you don't want to go through that hassle, you know, I just kind of skip this one. Defeat Katarina, the Syndicate Mastermind, without allowing any volatile skeletons to raise. That's when she goes into a phase where you see all the different skulls on the ground. You have to run over all those skulls really quickly, pop them before they summon. If you have a fast character, this is no big deal, but if you have a slow character, this could be a little annoying. Vol Omnitect without taking damage from flamethrowers after it's finished using the flamethrowers. So as I said before, you can just use a log out macro, wait till you see the flamethrowers, log out, come back in, you know, stand there being invincible, and wait for the flamethrowers to end, kill the boss, and you're good to go. And then Chayula, that has spun 3 times, and without getting hit, Chayula shoots a lot of projectiles. This one, I didn't even bother thinking about doing, because this one sounds really annoying, so yeah, I didn't even bother with this one. But yeah, I think in the end, these are really easy, reasonable challenges. Defeat 4 of the Uber bosses. This one, you know, if your character isn't good at Ubering, just buy them. Just have a friend that runs it for you, or find a person on TFT, or join our Discord. We have a lot of people that are very good at running Ubers and they can help you out there. That's the easiest thing. And then end game grinds, which ironically was not nearly as grindy as those map tiers. I think this was like my 36th or 37th challenge. I decided to skip level 100. As always, if you want to do that, definitely check out my Legion 5-way leeching video if you don't know how to do that. You know, level 100 is not that bad to get if you just buy some leveling carries. Especially this league. In the lake, we have the Reflection of Paradise. You can see I have one right here. This will give you a ton of XP. People are doing rotations with that. You can just buy rotas for like 30 to 50 chaos right now on TFT, which is a really nice additional way to get XP besides running 5-ways. Argus in the Endgame Labyrinth. This is really, really easy. I think I bought like 120 regular invitations for like 100 chaos or something. They were like really, really cheap. So you can just buy all your invitations. You do have to do your Uber lab, and then you just wait for a day when Argus is in the first room, especially if it's really easy, right? Like the one when I did it, there were 2 spawn locations and I was able to run straight up, see that Argus wasn't there, and then run straight to the left, and then Argus was right there. Those were the only 2 spots. And I did 100 Arguses in 45 minutes. I did that on stream while I was just chatting with people. So I definitely recommend doing that one this league. It's super, super easy. Just wait for a good day. Complete tier 16 maps with Atlas memories. So each Atlas memory is 4 maps. So this is just 19 Atlas memories. As I said, they're only about 5 to 10 chaos for the really, really cheap ones. And the thing is, you don't even have to do any of the special stuff in the memory. So you can buy like the really cheap ones like Harbinger right here. And then I think the maps that I chose were Mesa right here. Yeah. So I did Mesa, Forking River, Ramparts, and Arcade. And every time that you put your memory here, it is always the exact same 4 maps. So with your 4 Void Stones in, put it on Mesa, Forking River, and then Ramparts, Arcade. All of these you can run straight to the boss, basically. These are really, really fast maps. Don't have to do any of the special stuff. Run to the boss, kill it, get out, spawn the next map, go. You don't have to roll them up or anything. You can get this done in like an hour really, really easily. Complete reflections of at least difficulty 3 in level 83 Lake of Kalandra. This one lake has 13 difficulty 3 or higher tiles. And so it doesn't take that many lakes at all. Like in like 30 lakes, you can get this endgame grind done. This will just happen naturally if you're running your lakes as you build them. And then this is where I messed up. If I were to do this all over again, for some reason, I thought that the Maven invitations would be like a nice combo with the Atlas tier grind. I did the Maven invitations thinking like, oh, I can just get this done pretty quickly. 50 Maven invitations doesn't seem too bad. And it kind of sucked. I would not do this again. The big problem is that if you're doing the 10-way Maven invitations, you aren't able to do the Eldritch Altars. So I felt this incredible opportunity cost where I was working on my challenge here. And then as I was grinding these maps for my challenge, I wasn't making nearly as much currency as I could have while like dropping a ton of Eldritch Ichors and, you know, getting really good currency there. I did like a bunch of like Formed and Twisted and Elder Slayers and stuff like that. But even still, like, wasn't that fast. It was kind of a pain in the ass. Like 50 is a lot. If I were to do this again, I would do Delve Boss, Syndicate Mastermind, Bestiary Boss, or Vol Omnitech. The big thing here is the Vol Omnitech is really, really, really easy to buy a ton of invitations. Let's take a look. So if we just search for Apex of Atzawaddle, we got to say open room right here. You can buy these for like 15, 20 chaos. Buy every single one that you can. I understand low supply. So, you know, if a lot of people do this, the price will go up, but you can just build them yourself, right? By doing Elva missions, right? Spam those as you're doing your map tiers, do your incursions, and just kill those Vol Omnitechs. That's not that bad. You know, do your betrayals, kill Katarina. That'll be a couple extra there. And then Delve Boss is actually really, really easy. They changed it so Delve Bosses are incredibly common now. Oh, I didn't even plan that. I promise I didn't even plan this. Holy cow. I am only at depth 146 and I'm already seeing one Delve Boss. If you get to about 250 to 300 and just go sideways, you will see so many Delve Bosses. Like basically every 10 to 20 nodes, you will see another Delve Boss if you just go in here periodically. The cool thing is, right, like all of these kind of work together. You know, you're doing your incursion, your betrayal, and then you delve when possible. I feel like this is basically a freebie. And then especially like one of the most common bosses is the Vol boss that's down in the delve here. As we said earlier, it's, you know, really good money killing that guy and getting the ultimatum aspects. So that's just like, it's a nice little profitable thing there for you too. That is the 40 out of 40. You know, hopefully there's some tips in here that will help you guys out. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Let me know in the comments below how the challenge grind's been going for you. Are you enjoying the league now that we've had all these patches? Are you still taking a break? I'm honestly really, really excited about doing all sorts of other stuff. I'm actually planning on doing like a Minecraft RP server with the community in the Discord especially, and we're gonna be doing some fun stuff like that, as well as a lot of other bonus content that you'll see with some other YouTube channels that we're starting very soon that I'm super happy to share with you guys. But anyway, thanks for watching. Huge thanks as always to the patrons and all of you guys for hanging out. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.